Hi everyone, in Algebra 2B, we are going to be going over your questions on lesson 98 part B. We're going to do numbers 19, 20, 24, and 29 and 30. Okay, so for number 19, it's a little tricky for me to show you, but these are the points that I have chosen from the line that I have created on my graph. So if you want to try and set it up so that you can match these, that will show you how you get those points. So you take a straight edge and you have to try and connect as many dots or close to as many dots as you can. And that would be your closest fit line. So I'm going to start with those points and then I need to solve for the slope. So we're going to do y1 minus y2, so 250 minus 0 over x1 minus x2, which would be 2 minus 8. And that would give me 250 divided by -6. And that does not come out evenly. So I'm going to have to use a fraction. So it's going to be -125 over 3. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to plug it into an equation of a line. So y equals -125 over 3 x plus b. And to solve for plus b, I'm going to plug in one of these points. And I'm going to plug in this point so that I only have to multiply one of the variables. So it'll be 0 equals -125 over 3 times 8 plus b. Now 125 times 8 will give us 1,000, which means that I would have 0 equals -1,000 over 3 plus b, and when that moves to the other side, it becomes positive, which means that my b is going to be equal to positive 1,000 over 3. Now I have my b here and I have my m here, and I'm going to plug that into this equation that they've given me, which will give me s is equal to -125 over 3p plus 1,000 over 3. And you could put that in decimal numbers if you wanted to. Your answer is going to vary a little bit from the answer key just because they're going to give an exact line and ours is just an approximated line. Now moving on to number 20. The first thing that we're going to notice is that my first line is going to the right of the origin in the positive direction because it goes to the right of the origin. So that means the coordinate of that is going to be 12.00 r. It's not going up or down, so you can just say 0, 0, u. Now for the second one, I'm going to draw a triangle, a right triangle in quadrant 4. It's going to the right of the origin, but then it comes down off the x-axis, which means my u is going to be negative. We're going to use cosine. Oops. To solve for x, we're going to use cosine, so it would be 10 times cosine of your angle. And then for y, we're going to use 10 times sine of your angle. In your calculator, that's going to be 10 times 64 cosine equals, and that will give me 4.38. Then I'm going to do 10 times 64 sine equals, and that would be 8.99. So again, I said my r is going to be positive, my u is going to be negative. So if my r is positive, that would be 4.38 r, and then minus 8.99 u. When we add that together, we're going to get 16.38 r, and then negative 8.99 u. And that would be your result. Okay. Moving on, we're going to look at number 24. So for number 24, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to distribute. And then I'm going to have a over x plus y equals z over m plus z over n. I'm going to eliminate the denominator by multiplying the whole thing by the common denominator, which would be mn times x plus y. Now, if I multiply this by this denominator, the x plus y would cancel, so I would just be left with amn. On the right-hand side, though, the m would cancel, and I'd have to multiply z times n and x plus y. Same with the second one, I'd have to multiply z by m and x plus y. Now I'm going to distribute that. So on the left-hand side, I have amn equals z and x plus z and y plus z m x plus z m y. So we're solving for y. So anything that contains a y, I'm going to leave on that side. I'm going to move everything else to the left. So amn minus znx minus zmx. I'm going to factor out that y, which would leave me with zn plus zm. And then to get the y by itself, you just divide by the parentheses, which means that your answer would be this whole left side divided by the parentheses, and that would be your result. So now moving on, we're going to look at number 29. And for number 29, what we need to do in the numerator and denominator is add those fractions together by making a common denominator. In the top one, the common denominator is going to be xy squared. So I need to multiply this first fraction by y, second fraction by x. In the denominator, I have to multiply this fraction by y squared, that fraction by nothing. So in the numerator, I would have ay minus x squared over xy squared over 4y squared minus 3 over xy squared. Now to get rid of the fraction in the denominator, you're going to multiply by its reciprocal, which would be xy squared over 4y squared minus 3. So xy squared over 4y squared minus 3. My xy squareds are going to cancel, and you are going to be left with ay squared minus x squared all over 4y squared minus 3. And that will be your answer for number 29. Now for number 30, we're asked to use our calculator. So if you have this type of calculator, that's how you're going to do it. You can follow along with me. So I'm going to start by plugging in the top, which is 47162. And then for the times 10 to the negative 12, you're going to do EE. And then you plug in 12 and press the negative button. Now you're going to divide that by 50132, EE5, so 10 to the 5th, and that's equal to. Now that gives it to us in scientific notation. So it says that our answer is going to be 9.41 times 10 to the negative 18. Now for the second one, we're going to use the second y to the x button. You start by plugging in the big number first, so that would be 311. Then second y to the x, and then you plug in 3.4 and then hit equals. And that would give me a result of 5.41. And that right there concludes all of your questions from lesson 98B. Please make sure you watch the video for lesson 99 and post all of your questions for lesson 99A by 8 a.m. on Monday morning. I hope you guys all have a great day. Bye.